great turnover to the Nigerian people. And it's for us, we make every comparison that we do. It's about the highest democracy in Africa. No country in Africa has that kind of process. Adidas is giving Nigeria $4.5 million every year in cash, and then they are going to be providing kits of $4 million every blessing year for our teams. So I think this is part of our vision going forward, and we feel by the grace of God with this. And apart from that, there are issues of royalties. Before now, if you for those of you that are maybe so much interested in having time to buy this, Nike has only one shop in Nigeria, that is in Lagos, but others have about 13 shops. So they are visible everywhere. And they promise within the next couple of years they are going to make their shops to about 32 shops. And within that range, NFL will have about 20% royalties of whatever sells. So just to tell you, that one you can't even quantify it. You don't know what is coming. So by the grace of God, the issue of people gathering for a high profile coach for Super Eagles or high profile coach for the Super Falcons, which probably we were running away from it because we have to ask ourselves, how do we pay? How do we pay that coach? But now it's going to be fast going on. This money will be enough for NFL to hire a high profile coach for Super Eagles, Super Falcons, have resources to take care of that, as well as this facility we are putting here. All we need is just to make sure that we make it very much applicable and get people that maintain it properly and then provide funds for people our young football. So going forward, I know the future of the Nigerian football is great, and I hope and I feel God will continue to give us wisdom, especially you that people to look at everything where it is. So, as you know, everybody has been hearing a lot of things going on. From now, my name is even running more than even the name of Donald Trump. Everywhere I see. So I thank God. The Son has produced a child that can make a dynamic popular. Everywhere you see Kusoko, my name has even more pronounced than the name of Trump. But we thank God, alhamdulillah, so is very comfortable, and I thank God for the opportunity given to me to serve my great country, President of NFL. And then within a couple of 2 years, I have the opportunity to start serving as President of the West African Union, which is a very good style union. As you know, it's a union that is housing 7 countries, and then 5 of them are French-speaking countries. But even at that, we have the opportunity to lead that country. I think the last person that had that opportunity was Daddy and brother, Dr. Emerson. So I must thank God and God for that. And by that, I have the opportunity of sitting in the executive committee of AF, because I'm an African people. So I just want to make it clear to you, because of the happening, we are going to give you the background of what we have achieved in 2024 for Cote d'Ivoire. Everybody saw what happened. They won the silver, came back. The country everybody was happy. The president see the team, and given all that their president they needed houses. I found I'm part of it, and then I got a national honor. And the following year, last year, we were in Morocco with the girls. They won the trophy in an unprecedented way. And then they came back to receive the highest honor that no team has received it for the 9 times being African champions. I'm also happy to see that this is a good improvement to our women football. Now those girls can be proud of having honor in their houses in Abuja. And even some of them, apart from Abuja, they even have houses within their own states. Because I'm aware some of them are homeless in houses in their own states. And early this year, we were in Morocco when we try to employ Eric Shell, all of you are all on our neck. Who is Shell Tree? From where did he go? What can he do? What is this? From money? How can you do this? But we just keep quiet. We just allow it to go. Now, early this year, I was in Morocco. Everybody, that's why I have never seen in the history of Nigerian football where the Super Eagles won a bronze, but every single person in Nigeria was. When we came back, I have never met anybody that shows me the disappointment in the Super Eagles because they depend on, because people have seen hope in the team. People have seen improvement in the team, and people have seen hope. So, for us, employing Eric, we thank God for that. And by the grace of God, we know Eric will achieve great successes in Nigerian football. And then this year, we go with the Super Falcons. We can go the good way that's unexpected because this is the first time we've come qualified for the World Cup and even to get the trophy. Last year, we were not able to qualify for the World Cup after our playoff games, but the bulk of all these problems comes to the ball. But we are proud to say that at least we can also say our own part of success. All of you are now. And then because of that, there was so much clamor from here and there, from all stakeholders, everybody about what is going on about the state of football. And we feel it's important to see that at least as Nigerians, nobody better than this country. And we all love our country. And we all love the progress of our country. And as people that have been in football, money football, we need to look at ourselves and say, okay, what next? Please, so we need to look at. So we make a lot of concentration from family, friends, stakeholders, and public. And I just want to tell you, I decided to resign my position of the president of Canada. And then I advised my board members, I informed them, and I advised them, anybody that's follow me should also resign. But as I'm talking to you, I cannot tell you who and who, how many board members resign because they are not listening or they are not communicating to me, not communication with the organization. So, but for me, I want to make it clear, and by the grace of God, I hope we will continue to give our contribution because our experience and the emotions and relationship we have with the African football would never allow us to go in vain. We do our best to make sure that whenever we need to give our contribution, we come here and give our contribution for the progress of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
All right, so you heard it all. That is the president of the Nigerian Football Federation. Ibrahim Gusau just announcing his resignation as the president of the NFF at the moment, just a few seconds ago. He started by stating some of his achievements so far that he has achieved during the period, and then decided to step down at the moment as the president. From his conversation, he said he's not aware how many of the board members who have decided to have done this because they are not submitting the letters to him at the moment. But as for him, as the president, he has stepped down as the president of the Nigerian Football Federation. And he praised for progress for the Nigerian football, and said he will be always available to contribute and help in the development of the sport in the country. So he's not just leaving the football entirely, but he's only stepping down from the position he is holding at the moment. And we wish him well at this particular moment. So we'll also be going around so that we can conduct some interviews with some few people to as well get their own opinion on them. So that is the situation here from the NFF building in Abuja, where we just had the World Press Conference.
If you can hear me. Yeah, there you have it, of course, the situation right there at the NFF Secretariat, where the president is now former president of the Nigerian Football Federation, Ibrahim Gusau, under pressure had to step down of his position as president of the Nigerian Football Federation. Of course, Oche has somebody that will likely have an interview with.
This situation, how will you describe it?
Okay.
It's very touching, very painful for some of us because we have seen what Gusau did for NFF. Even though I know many people are not happy with him because we did not qualify for the World Cup. Now they have set a precedent. What it means is that anybody that does not qualify for the World Cup must step aside. Because if you look at the other area, so actually did well in terms of infrastructure. We saw NFF, they spent so much money on hotel, accommodating players and all those stuff. So that was why they put up that infrastructure, which is a very good one for the NFF. And also the league has also improved, whether we like it or not, from NLO to the NNL to the MPFL. Sponsors are now coming in to sponsor the league, unlike before what we used to have in the past. But for me, so I think we should just give it to him. The man has done. He has done his best. Just that his best was not too good for Nigerians. But we wish him the best.
Thank you very much. So next I have Arinze Chi here. Arinze, you just said the NFF president now. What's your take on this development so far?
I think it's quite, for me, it's, like I said, it's been around the news for some time. A little bit shocking, I must say, because one of those of the opinion who believe that the hammer fell on the wrong person, because it's simple, you have to give a dog a bad name to hang. It's as simple as that. The decadence now, football didn't start today. You know, we saw what happened from the Magic Pinnick era where we failed to qualify the World Cup 2 times in a row. The issue with the cadet level football didn't start today. Started during their Magic Pinnick led board as well. And the Super Falcons at some point will lose. They can't win every time. In 14 edition, they won 10. So we expect them to lose at some point. Unfortunately, again, it's during its tenure, it's happening, and then you just have to give a dog a bad name to hang. For me, I think it's not an issue. The issue is a systematic issue. This is an issue from the root. That's my opinion. I feel if this had happened a bit earlier, you know, during the previous era, I would have said, okay, fine. But that's where it started from. But to fall on him barely, you know, 2-3 years into his tenure, don't forget, I love the fact that he mentioned all his achievements that no other president had been able to achieve. from the building of the hostels, the pitches, to the fact that we now have a new deal, a key deal by September. See, to be sincere with you, we listen to him clearly. We realize that others who have come before him can't touch him of his garment. But again, like I said, football is a very cruel game. It's a game on result oriented, and it didn't happen for him at the point in time. And we just have to find someone to put the blame up. Really sad, but of course, it's football. Like I said, 1 minute, everybody. Don't forget, this same man was being praised over interaction 12 months ago when the Super Falcons won the WAFCON, when the Super Eagles finished third from the African competition, when they finished second. You know, Abuja, the whole Nigeria was agog with that final. I remember even women watching that game. So, I mean, football is cruel. 1 minute you are being praised, second minute, and that's one thing about sport, you know. You never seen it. But me, I felt, again, he's done the scapegoat, and the problem with our football is beyond the Guso issue. It's systematic. That must be changed. That must be worked on. Thank you very much.
And I think that's the much we can take from here now. So it's back to the studio, at the stadium right now.
Oche Mbe, the situation report at the NFF Secretariat, of course, taking us through what really transpired at the Nigerian Football Federation Secretariat, where President Ibrahim Gusau just stepped down his position due to the failures of the Super Eagles, Super Falcons to qualify for the FIFA World Cup and other situations, while Nigerian football has not really done so well. So, I mean, it was a long time in coming for this to really happen in terms of the situation at Nigerian football. But Ibrahim Gusau had to, enlist his success stories, what he has done so far. Of course, Oche, if you're still there, we still have more questions for you. Do we still have our correspondent right at the NFF Secretariat? Okay, looking at Ibrahim Gusau, stepping down because the pressure was so much on him, but he had to list kind of what he has achieved during his 4-year tenure as the president of the Nigerian Football Federation. He rightly mentioned the financial accountability that the NFF had to go through in terms of how they use the resources, how they were able to pay the players allowances. Now the Super Falcons, some players gotten houses after they won the Women's Africa Cup of Nations in 2024. But unfortunately, this time around, they failed to win the cup and also failed to qualify for the World Cup. That's where the pressure also started. And also, he mentioned the deals that the Nigerian Football Federation had with different sponsors, different brands in terms of sponsorship deals, in terms of projecting the goals and objectives of the Nigerian Football Federation. Those are some of the things he reeled out that his board had achieved during this 4-year tenure. He also mentioned the structure put in place by his board in terms of accommodating players, in terms of hosting players when they come for competitions. Of course, that structure is still ongoing right at the package B of the National Stadium right here in Abuja. So he was kind of saying those are the structures he's put in place for the, to say that his board had some little success despite the fact that his team failed to qualify for major competitions. Also mentioned the appointment of Eric Shell, which a lot of Nigerians felt it was a good appointment. Of course, that was the first time Nigerian national team won a bronze medal, but a lot of people were so impressed with the performance of the team. And of course, the contract of Eric Shell had to be renewed. So you rightly mentioned the appointment of Eric Shell, which also he'll be coaching the under-23 team. Hopefully they can qualify for the Olympics. So those are some of the points he reeled out that that his board had achieved before he had to step down. He also mentioned the fact that the Super Falcons won the Nations Cup in 2024. Whether you like it or not, that's an achievement for Ibrahim Gusau's board. But somehow things did not work out well. Somehow, players being invited to camp late. Somehow the structures, somehow the grassroots developmental program were not really, harnessed in a way that it can produce future stars for the country. So it affected the Golden Eaglets. For the first time, the Golden Eaglets failed to qualify for the FIFA Under-17 World Cup back-to-back. The Super Falcons failed to qualify for the World Cup. Since 1991, the Nigerian Super Falcons never failed to qualify for the World Cup. So you could say the pressure was on Ibrahim Gusau to actually step aside from his position. Now, of course, we finally nailed it today. The story that has been making rounds across social media platforms. A lot of people wanted to see what will happen, what will be the outcome of the press conference at the NFF Secretariat, and we've gotten all the feelers right from our correspondent Oche Ngbede, who was right here on the program live to give us all the feedbacks from the NFF Secretariat, where the president actually stepped down. At the moment, we are hearing that 8 out of the board members, out of 13, 8 members have stepped down, including the president. So I think that is enough to say that the whole board will have to step down. So what happens next? An interim committee is going to be set up by the National Sports Commission, hopefully for 3 months or 4 months, so to speak. They're going to oversee the running of football for Nigeria for the next 3 or 4 months. Of course, the Olympic qualifiers will be coming through next, and of course, Nigeria Super Falcons, they've gotten a bye, but they need to prepare for the next round to be able to qualify for the Olympics. Under 23 men's side also will be hoping to qualify for the Olympics. So the work actually starts now. It's not just about Ibrahim Gusso stepping aside from the NFF board. And most importantly, what to tell you is that the election that was supposed to be held in Lafia, Nasarawa State on September 27 officially cannot go on because at the moment, there's no NFF board, so that election will be totally cancelled. And of course, we're going to have an interim committee that's going to oversee the running of football for Nigeria for the next 3 months. That has been the feelers from the NFF Secretariat. That has been the update on NTA Sports 24 today. And of course, we'll be handing over to Lagos now for more updates. My name is Gift George for Football Fans Forum. My name is Gift George. Thank you for watching. That's been the update from the Nigerian Football Federation Secretariat. It's Football Fans Forum on NTA now. Over to you.
English League is back, and you see me wearing Manchester United today. Yes, I know that some people will be saying, why are you wearing Manchester United today? I'm wearing Manchester United because I believe the league is still young for us to say a newcomer beating Manchester United, and then everybody should just take a swipe at them. No, something good can come out of them. They understand. So many things to talk about today here, but the bulk of our conversation today will be centered around the Nigerian Football Federation. So I have Antonio Guerreres and Nieka with us in the studio today, and he is returning with Arsenal jersey. I know Arsenal did very well, but hey, Coventry City, welcome on board.
Thank you very much. I don't know why you said Arsenal did very well, and when you were talking about Man, you said it was very young, it is doing well. Like I told somebody when after the first week game, I said some clubs in England are yet to finish their pre-season. So I think that was exactly what played out in the first game. Man U is yet to conclude their pre-season, and but we are here. The season has started. EFL Cup was played also during